As a voice actor, you might book 1 out of every 100 auditions, even when you're good, even when you're really good. So how do you keep going when the answer is no 99 times? Well, today we're diving into the real mindset that every voice actor needs to build a successful career. And also, I'll reveal the most surprising thing that clients have told me after not hiring me. It's something that's completely going to shift how you see rejection. Because even the most positive-minded people can really struggle when it seems like they are barely moving the needle in booking gigs. Hi, I'm Amy. I'm a longtime voice actor and Emmy-nominated broadcaster, and this channel is all about real-world voiceover tips with honest insights, pro advice, and the kind of encouragement you actually need. Now, this might sound weird, but in voiceover, rejection is normal and constant. So let's start with the number that scares people. 1. On average, even established voice actors only book around 1 in every 100 auditions. But hold on, don't get discouraged by that. The first thing that should tell you is that it's really important to audition a lot, especially when you're just starting out and you haven't really built up a recurring client portfolio. So I'm talking at least 10 to 15 auditions a day minimum. If you're auditioning at that kind of pace, then you're totally in the game and you're getting your voice out there. Take me, for example. I've been doing voiceover for 15 years, and on one particular pay-to-play platform, I've auditioned 10,111 times. But I've only actually booked 648 of those jobs. Like, that's a lot of no. And keep in mind, that's just one voiceover platform over the years. So in reality, that's over a 6% booking rate, or kind of a 16-to-1 booking ratio, which is actually pretty good in the voiceover world. But it would be really easy to get dragged down into self-pity with stark numbers like that. And believe me, in the beginning, I did. It was really hard to get over that hump of, I'm putting out all of these auditions and I'm not getting anything. So the real question is, what do you do with all those rejections? How do you handle it? How do you manage it? And how do you move on from it? And we're going to get to that in a second. But first, I want to tackle one of the biggest mindset traps that I see a lot of voice actors make. And that is, don't take it personally. One of the hardest things to accept is that most of the time, the rejection has nothing to do with your performance. If your audio that you delivered in an audition is clean, your delivery is strong, and your recording setup is solid, it just simply means that your voice wasn't what the client imagined for that job. That's it. Directors and clients are casting a vibe with voiceover. And sometimes your vibe or your sound just doesn't match their vision. And that doesn't make it a failure. In fact, coming up in a minute, I'm going to give you a kind of a quick mental reset that you can use right after every audition that has really helped me keep moving forward, even when it feels like I'm sending mass quantities of auditions out into a void. And also, one of the best ways to ensure your delivery is strong in your auditions is making sure you've done a proper vocal warm-up. And I have a free, quick and easy video that guides you step by step through a series of really simple vocal exercises you can do each day. And I'll leave a link to that down in the description. Voiceover, voice acting, this is a creative business. It's not a technical job. Yes, there are technical aspects to the job, like equipment and audio engineering or audio editing, but voiceover itself is a creative job. And so that means the decisions that clients and casting directors are making are emotional, they're subjective, and sometimes totally unpredictable. So don't try to be a mind reader, just focus on bringing your best interpretation of the audition script to the table. You want to think about it like casting for a movie. Dozens of great actors might audition for a certain role, but only one of them fits that role that the casting director has in their mind of who is going to play that part. It doesn't mean that the others weren't good. So the biggest outlook shift that you can make right now is simply to reframe auditions as practice. Every single audition is a free, real-life opportunity to practice your technique. You test your timing, you try out new deliveries. Every single audition is a chance to grow as a voice actor. If, however, you only focus on the outcome of those auditions, where you're going to hear no 99 times on average before you hear yes once, you're going to burn out and start feeling desperate. And that will definitely come through in your audition performances. But if you treat each audition kind of like a training session, then you always get something out of it for yourself, even if you don't land the job. So that mental reframe I mentioned, instead of asking yourself, did I book it? Ask yourself, did I grow from it? An easy way to do that is once you've sent out a group of auditions, maybe even daily, just take 5 minutes to reflect on what you sent out for auditions and ask yourself what you did that you felt really good about, and then also what you think you probably could have done a little bit better or maybe a little bit differently. And that kind of honest, constant self-critique will help you to continually get better day after day after day, so that even if you don't get the part, you're still getting something, a return on investment in the time that you spent in putting that audition out there. And even if the client didn't book your job, there is something powerful that they might actually do with your audition. What if that audition still gets you future work? That happens more often than you might think. Basically, your auditions are also mini marketing pieces. And so sometimes that client is going to keep your name in their back pocket for a future project. I have had people email me months after an audition saying, we didn't book you the last time, but your voice stuck with us, and we'd like you to audition for a new project we're working on. Or sometimes even a client will respond to my audition right away to say, hey, our casting director went with a different voice for this project, but your audition was so good, and I have another project that I'm currently casting for that I think you'll be a perfect fit for. Do you mind sending an audition? And then suddenly you've booked a gig off of a rejection. So yes, rejection stings. It is not fun grinding out audition after audition and coming up empty-handed most of the time. But just remember, it doesn't always mean the door is closed. And that's why it's important to keep auditioning and keep putting your best effort out there. So can you handle rejection? Not just once, but again and again? I bet you can. And the good news is that the longer you stick with it, the stronger you get. Rejection now might lead to new opportunities in the future, and even if it doesn't, every audition is a chance to improve your skills. And hey, if this has helped you see audition rejection a little bit differently, let me know down in the comments. Have you experienced a string of no's like that? Maybe you're in the middle of one of those things right now. And let me ask you this as well. What kinds of jobs are you auditioning for? Anything and everything that you can find? Or have you figured out the handful of voiceover genres that really fit your voice? Because that's actually a really important aspect of successfully auditioning as well. And I've got a video breaking down 20 of the most profitable voiceover genres you could be pursuing. So just click right here to watch it, and you might just discover your specialty in this industry. You've totally got this.